Hello, everyone. This is Samantha Pointer Fox with Samantha Pointer Enterprises, and welcome to another episode of Tech Chat with Samantha. This is Season 3, Episode 3, and today I'm going to talk about what does it truly mean to be automated. So basically, what automation is and what it's not. I'm finding that a lot of business owners are getting confused when it comes to automation, what that truly means. When you hear someone say, or even when I've said, automate every area of your business, automation is the king, and you really need to automate, and you're missing the boat if you're not automating. So what does that truly mean to be automated? I'm finding that business owners are thinking that if they employ automation into their business, then they no longer have to do anything manually. And so I want to clear some misconceptions up. So yes, I believe in getting rid of as much manual work as possible in your business. That is, I'm really a proponent of not doing a bunch of things manually in the business. However, that does not mean that you're not going to still have some manual things that you have to do in your business. But we'll talk about that later, okay? And yes, there are so many areas beyond just marketing to automate in your business. I have identified at least 5 areas that is part of the framework that I like to employ with my clients. That's admin. You can automate your admin work. You can automate content. You can automate social media. You can automate marketing and sales, and you can automate fulfillment. So those are just some of the areas I've identified that you can apply automation to. And yes, automation does make running your business easier and more enjoyable, at least in my humble opinion. And since I've been automated in my business and clients that I've automated, I've seen that pressure being taken off by employing some automation systems into their business. But there's a flip side you need to understand, and that's what automation isn't. So let's dive into that. Number 1, automation is not a substitute for doing the income producing tasks in your business. This means for any business to be successful, work is involved. Income producing activities. Those are activities and tasks that you do that directly impact the bottom line in your business, your revenue, whether that's bringing in leads, whether that's networking, whether that's creating content to get you seen, videos, all that are income producing activities that, you could be working on as the business owner, right? So automation is not a substitute for doing those activities. Work is involved when it comes to being successful in your business. I don't care what guru you watch, what person you thought shot to stardom overnight. Work is involved. There's some work involved, and not all the work involved is something you want to do, something you'll enjoy doing. I'm sure when you see movie stars and music stars out there, there's some aspect of what they're doing that they don't like, but they have to do it because that's the work involved to get to the level they need to get to. So, and it's the same for business. Every business person, even if you look like it, Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and Beyonce and Oprah and Tyler Perry, people like that who you see who are like billionaires and got all this money, there is work that was involved that they had to do that they probably didn't like doing, but they did it and they had to do it. And even to sustain what you're doing, to sustain a high level, there's still work involved. So don't ever think there's never going to be any work involved and you can just set up automation and kick back and, do nothing. Okay? Work is involved, period. You can't skip past that, and you can't automate that away. There's just some things you have to do, okay? So let's not look at automation as a magic genie. You put that in place and you go and ignore your business for the rest of your life, but collect money. That's not real life. Number 2, automation is not a magic pill. And I've said this before. Throwing in automation without first setting up your processes and systems, which is the work, and takes work to get set up. Don't get me wrong. It takes work to set that up in the beginning, but once it's set up, it should be smooth sailing. But if you throw in automation without first setting that up, without first having that foundation in place, it will not magically make your business thrive. It just won't work. And really, automation will become more of a headache instead of a help when you don't have the proper processes and systems in place. When you haven't taken the time to map out your process, map out your systems, automation is going to be a real issue for you and become more of a hindrance than a help, because it makes troubleshooting harder. It makes knowing what it should look like that, you're not going to know, because how do you know you've hit what you need to hit if you haven't, first laid the vision and worked through those processes? So automation is not a magic pill. And number 3, automation is not a substitute for human interaction with your customers, clients, and tribe. Meaning you shouldn't automate everything. Listen to that again. If you're reading this on the blog, read that again. You shouldn't automate everything. There will be and should be elements of personal human interaction with the people you serve. Automation is only a helper to make it easier and to free up your time as the business owner so that you can do the personal and sometimes manual work of connecting with your clients and customers. That's something only you, as the business owner, can do. You don't want some software or high-tech machine or anything like that to always be doing that work, okay? Even when I use automation to schedule out, for example, my social media, I also post in real time here and there. I come in daily and drop nuggets in real time. I respond to questions. I don't send out an automated response when I'm interacting with my tribe. That's something you have to do in real time, the personal touch manually. You have to do that. And you should do that. You shouldn't be sending out automated responses for every single thing. You want that personal touch. And another example is I have an email marketing system that can send out automated messages depending on what people signed up for. But I also come in and send out weekly or monthly emails that are not scheduled. I drop nuggets that are not scheduled. You see what I'm saying? Just to give that personal touch. I might have something that drops into my spirit that I need to share. Well, you can't schedule that. That's something, once it drops, you got to release it. And so I can do that through my email. I can do that through social media. And that's the personal touch I'm talking about. And that only you as the business owner can do that. Even if you have a virtual assistant who schedules all of your emails and blog posts and things of that nature for the month, let's say, or for the week, you still should have some sort of personal interaction where you go in and, send out an email yourself that isn't scheduled. Post on social media yourself that isn't scheduled. Answer people, if not in real time, at least once a day. You're getting back on social media and doing the human interaction with them. You're not just sending a canned response. So don't forget that automation is not a substitute for human interaction, okay? So remember, automation is nice and needed and a beautiful thing when used correctly and integrated with the personal touch. As a business owner, it's up to you to bring in new clients and execute the vision of your company. Automation can help with the menial tasks in certain parts of your system, but the hands-on personal touches should come from you. Automation frees up that time so you can focus on just that. You won't be wasting time doing those low-level but necessary tasks. You will be able to focus on those income-producing activities that in most cases only you, the business owner, can do. And then you can automate the low-level task. You can automate those things, in your processes and systems that don't need your touch like that, your direct touch. And also don't forget, automation can be people too. So things you outsource to people is a level of automation because you're not doing it. Okay, so keep that in mind. So I'm gonna leave you with this. Focus on your income producing activities, automate the low level task, and watch your business grow. So I hope this is cleared up for you, what automation is, what it isn't, what it looks like to be truly automated in your business. If you have any questions about that or want to learn more, you can go to my website, organizingguru.com. I have lots of information on automation. You can find me online at Samantha Pointer Fox or Samantha Pointer or Organizing Guru. And I have plenty of videos on YouTube, on my website, where I talk about automation and how that looks in your business. No matter what type of business you're in, you can utilize automation. And as always, I am here to help you get automated in your business, because that is one thing I believe business owners should outsource, is getting it automated. And so I can help you do that. I can help implement and integrate those automation systems into your business, and I can help you with figuring out your processes and where the gaps are too. So if you'd like to learn more about that, you can schedule a no obligation call at organizingguru.com/15. I would love to talk to you further about how I may be of help to your business. So that's it for this week's episode. I will be back next week with another Tech Chat with Samantha. Until then, you all have a great and wonderful day.
When it comes to technology, let's just say you're not what most would call savvy. But at samstechacademy.com, you can learn tech on your terms. Sam's Tech Academy can help coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs just like you set up systems and processes that utilize technology. Sam can also teach you how to use various software and apps efficiently and effectively to run your business. To learn more and to find out how Sam can help your business run smoother, visit samstechacademy.com.